We started in Exodus 16, right? So Exodus 16 happens in the first year of the Israelites' captivity, or excuse me, leaving or Exodus. And in that they start murmuring against Moses and Aaron, which means they were murmuring against the Most High because they wanted flesh. So throughout Exodus 16, you see that uh, the Most High, he gets angry, of course, that they murmured against him. But he actually has mercy. So he actually ends up giving them 2 times a day where they're going to eat. He said, in the evening, I'm going to give you flesh. So he gave them quail in the evening, right? In the morning, he gave them manna or angel's food. So in Exodus 16, the Most High, he had mercy on them. Then we jump to Numbers 11. Now, in Exodus 16, every man was grabbing 1 homer, right? 1 homer. Now, in Numbers 11, um, again, they murmur against Moshe, Aharon, and they murmur against the Most High. They were like, would God that we would have either been in Egypt or died in Egypt instead of dying of hunger out here because they wanted flesh. Now, mind you, they got flocks of sheep and other cattle, but they want flesh. They wanted melons and garlic and all this other type stuff. So then Moshe, he calls out to Moshe and literally is like, Moshe, if have found favor in your sight, kill me, right? Because I cannot bear all this people. So then the Most High tells Moshe, what? I'm going to put your spirit on 70 elders. So the Most High ends up doing that. So Moses is not bearing all the people by himself. So then you get down to later on in that chapter, then it talks about how the quail, because the Most High, because again, they're murmuring because they want meat, they want flesh. You know how our people are when it comes to fowl, or it's normally chicken now, but it used to be quail back then. Mm-hmm. So the Most High was like, I'm gonna give y'all so much flesh that you're not gonna be pulling it for 1 day or 2 day or 5 days or 10 days or 20 days, but for a whole month. Even Moshe didn't believe it. So he said, in the evening you're gonna grab all this quail, and in the morning you're gonna get the same thing, angel's food or manna. So then on the left side, on the right side, all the way around the camp, it's nothing but quail. So in Exodus 16, every man was only grabbing 1 homer, but in Exodus 11, excuse me, in Numbers 11, it was different. So because our Israelite family and the mixed multitude were so greedy, because um it was called the grave of lusting. So first the non-Israelites fell lusting after flesh. And once they started falling lusting after flesh, we did the same thing. We started murmuring, complaining, because we always want to be like the other nations. Always, always, always. So then again, from Exodus 16, we were grabbing 1 homer, but in Exodus, or excuse me, no, in Numbers 11, we were actually grabbing 10 homers. So do you know how much 10 homers is when it comes to quantity? How much that is? The numbers back in those days, okay. I'll have no so idea. So now our people nowadays, because we're the most obese out of all the people in America, they have the same mindset. Okay. So an homer, well, 10 homers, it says in the Bible, 10 homers of quail is a massive volume equivalent to 2,200 liters. So whoever grabbed the least amount of quail grabbed at least 2,200 liters, or 62 bushels, or 580 gallons. In terms of actual meat, scholars estimate the measurement translates to about 1,900 individual birds. So whoever was grabbing the least was grabbing at least 1,900 of them, or 475 pounds worth. How are you going to eat all that food? How are you going to eat all that food? That don't even make no sense. And that's one man. Is that a right interpretation? Look, Google it. Google how much 10 homers of quail is, real quick on your phone. Google it. This is not a drill. Ask Google how much 10 homers of quail is. How much weight is 10 homers? Of quail. So that's saying it's even more. So type in 10 homers of quail. How much is 10 homers of quail? 475 pounds or 1,900 individual birds.
That's crazy.
And that's one Israelite grabbing that.
Oh man, that's
So now
man,
you, that's
man,
why it was called the grave of
that's a
lusting.
shame. That's a shame.
So the
It's hard
most,
to believe our people would be so.
yeah. So that's why. So after they eat that, right? So again, that's that number. So and while the flesh, so if you jump down to Numbers verse 33, Numbers 11 verse 33, and while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, while they were chewing, the wrath of Yahuwah was kindled against the people, and Yahuwah smote the people with a very great plague, and he called the name of that place Kibroth Hatava, because they buried the people that lusted, right? So again, this is called, they called that place the graves of lusting, right? And it was us Israelites and it was the other nations also, the mixed multitude. But you see how much food they were actually grabbing. That's ridiculous. One Israelite, you ain't gonna eat no 1,900 birds, 475 pounds worth, and it was doing that for a whole day. Man, the Most I said he was gonna give them enough for a whole month. But that first time when they get it, they're gonna make sure they grab all that. How you gonna preserve that much meat? Because again, you already got flocks, you already got cattle, you got everything else. So why? Why? Right? So then I'm just gonna jump to the point in Psalm 78. Psalm 78. Because it tells you the exact people that the Most High went to kill. Hey, shalom, shalom. Right? So if you go to Psalm 78, it's around verse 30. Yeah, so start at 29. So they did eat and were filled, for he gave them their own desire, but they were not estranged from their lust. But while their meat was yet in their mouths, the wrath of Elohim came upon them and slew the fattest of them and smote down the chosen men of Israel. So he went to kill the people that were obese. And again, we are the most obese people in America. That's why we have so high of death rates. Some of this is still the Most High's will because we don't want to renew our mind. We don't want to change. We don't want to conform to the image of the Most High. We're comfortable in comfortability, right? Because we talked about you shouldn't be eating no 3 meals a day. That don't make no sense. You shouldn't be having meat at every meal. You got to give your body a chance to just relax and just digest stuff. Because in this 3 meal a day system, you having eggs, bacon, and sausage. You having some type of sandwich, meat sandwich or burger at lunch, and you having some type of fried chicken at dinner or something like that. But you have meat every single time. You never give your body a chance to break anything. Like, because the fasting is what heals you, but we don't give our bodies a chance to even fast because that's why they gave us breakfast. Breakfast was never a thing. We would only eat, like according to the videos, our people, our ancestors would only eat if they were lucky 3 to 4 times in a week. You're talking about 3 meals a day. No, they trying to kill you. That's what that plan is. We would never eat that much. That don't even make no sense. How do you even feel like have enough time and money to really even do that consistently? You think that was eating 3 meals a day during the recession or depression? That don't make no sense. Just because America's decent right now, but we've been brainwashed. That came from the Rockefellers. They're the one that designed the whole 3 meal a day system. And once you start learning this stuff, you're like, okay. So then the Rockefellers are behind the medical system also. Oh, okay. So then you look into it, then the Rockefellers, they're behind the education system right now too. So everything's contrived to keep you as a slave or to kill you early. That's why during COVID, because we're still suffering from the effects of COVID, people don't walk. Uh, like their bad eating habits are exacerbated now, and some people they cannot stop overeating because that's a huge problem in our community. Our eyes be way bigger than our stomach, but we want to eat until we're so uncomfortably full and fall asleep because we got the itis, and our people don't even know what itis means. ITIS. That literally means inflammation. Why you want to keep your stomach inflamed? That don't even make sense. But again, we love being comfortable. We want to eat that processed sugar and the dairy that literally depletes all of your natural nutrients, right? We want to do everything that would literally bring us to the doors of death, but we want to act like we believe in the Most High to save us. But we don't want to make no changes. We just want a miraculous miracle healing, but we don't want to make the necessary changes so that we can live. That's the American dream that they have given us, which is truly an Israelite nightmare. Like we were talking about earlier, There's a second Exodus coming. We cannot be our ancestors. We must be better. And these are the things that our ancestors did in the wilderness. We cannot be like that. We must learn from these mistakes. We got to make sure that we listen to our elders so we can pass on the right information to the children to come, the generation to come, so they can at least have a chance. Because a lot of parents nowadays are not giving their children a chance. We got to be better than that. We have to be. But yeah, because like I didn't know how much they were grabbing of the quail, and I looked that up. I said that is beyond gluttonous. That don't even make sense.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause that, I mean, this is, I mean, when you read, cause I've read this about the quail,
Shabbat shalom.